ChatGPT, if you were the devil and it was your job to keep me broke as a visual artist, what are 5 tips you would advise I do?
If my goal were to keep you broke as a visual artist, here's what I'd advise you to do so you know exactly what not to do. 1. Rely only on post and pray marketing. Just post your art on Instagram with no strategy, no captions that connect with your audience, and no engagement. Assume that if your art is good enough, people will magically find you and buy. 2. Keep your prices low, or worse, charge by the hour. Price your work based on how much time it takes you, rather than the value it provides. Even better, compare yourself to cheap prints on Etsy and undercut yourself so buyers don't take you seriously. 3. Avoid direct conversations with potential buyers. Never respond to comments, ignore DMs, and definitely don't reach out to collectors. Instead, just wait for someone to visit your website and hope they buy without asking questions. 4. Refuse to learn sales and marketing. Tell yourself, I'm an artist, not a salesperson. Avoid learning proven marketing strategies because you think they feel icky. Meanwhile, other artists who embrace them keep making sales while you struggle. Haha 5. Do everything alone and ignore proven systems. Try to figure everything out by yourself with free YouTube videos instead of learning from artists who've already succeeded. Waste years guessing instead of following a proven framework that works. Sound familiar? These are the exact mistakes that keep artists struggling. Flip them around and you've got the real blueprint for making a living from your art.
So accurate. So what I want to do is want to go through each one of these steps and flip them around so we can have the real blueprint for your art career. It's so accurate because I talk about these things all the freaking time. So the first thing was rely on post and pray marketing. Oh my God, this is so good. Here's the thing. The reason why just posting on social media doesn't work is because every single person is posting on social media in today's time, and posting don't build relationships. This is why the entire foundation of what I teach is the FFA method, which stands for the family friends approach, which basically means understanding how to build relationships with strangers online the same way you have strong relationships with your family and friends. Because in today's time, the best way to build a successful business is building a business around relationships, because people like to do business with those they like, know, and trust. And the best way to get someone to feel like they know, like, and trust you is to have a relationship with you. One thing I talk about often is I give this narrative. Let's say you walk into a gallery and you want to buy 2 artists' works. Let's say the artwork was extremely similar. I mean, extremely similar. So you have artist A over here selling art, and you have artist B over here selling art. But imagine you walk into that gallery and you realize artist A is an old childhood friend that you haven't seen in 5 years or 10 years. The minute you walk into that gallery, the first thing you most likely gonna do is go up to that childhood friend and be like, oh my God, how you been? How's it going? How's business? Oh, you created art now. That's so freaking phenomenal. And you're probably gonna have a great conversation and completely ignore the second artist because now you already have a relationship with that person, which means you know them, you like them, and you trust them. I'm seeing so many artists in today's time just posting on social media, just like ChatGPT say, hoping that they just purchase. But it's hard to get someone to purchase from someone that they don't know. So if they don't know you, it becomes very hard to trust you. And we don't like those we don't trust. So first and foremost, you need that strategic strategy focusing on how to build relationships with those who's gonna be willing to buy your work. The second thing that's gonna stop you is keeping your prices low. Or worse, like ChatGPT say, charging by the hour. So let's talk about keeping your prices low. There's so many times I talk to visual artists and they say, oh, I thought it'd be cool if I charged this much just in case people can't afford it. Or I want to make my work accessible for everyone. This is the worst thing you can do because it requires so much more energy and work and effort to try to make money because you have to sell so many freaking pieces. And the ideal of, well, everyone can afford this price is an ideal for disaster because the person that tries to appeal to everyone appeals to no one. So instead, what you want to do is you want to do value-based pricing. And what I like to include with value-based pricing is market research. So let me explain. So first, you want to do market research. That means see what your competitors are selling their works for at the moment. Not pricing, selling their works for. That means they're actually collecting money from their art. So if you see artists talking about artwork that's sold, see how much they're selling for and see if they're in the same category as you. That means, let's say similar following, let's say similar style work, similar background, and that's gonna give you an idea of where to start for pricing. Then what I like to do is just like ChatGPT say, is test your pricing. So after you make a few sales, raise those prices a little bit. I like to do 20%, 25%. And then when you raise those prices, see if you sell a few more works. If you sell a few more works, raise your prices again. And then once you raise your prices, if you sell a few more works, guess what you're gonna do next? It's not rocket science. You're gonna raise those prices again. And what I recommend is that you continue to raise those prices until people stop buying. Then you realize like, okay, maybe I'm getting a little too expensive. And then you find that sweet spot. I have artists I work with, like I'll give you an example. One of the artists I work with, Kirsten Mary, when she met me, she was charging $300 for her art. Today, she have artworks that sell for $10,000 and $12,000. Now, we just didn't mistakenly landed up on this number. What happened was we set a base number to start, and then as she began growing and selling work, we began increasing those prices consistently. And as long as people continue to purchase, we continue to increase the prices. And as people continue to purchase, we continue to increase the prices. And it begins the same cycle until people stop purchasing. Now, when a lot of people say, oh my God, this is too expensive, I can't afford it, it's out of my budget, then we say, okay, maybe we should take a few steps back. And then this is the sweet spot as far as pricing. So that's how you want to go about pricing your work if you really, really, really want to be a successful visual artist. And then let's move on. The third thing was, oh my God, this is my absolute favorite because this is what I stress the most and I see artists go against the most. So ChatGPT says, avoid direct conversations with potential buyers. We get over 20 visual artists scheduling calls with me and my team every single day. I get on a call with some of these artists and every single artist say, hey, I'm trying to build the most beautiful website, or hey, I want to have a really, really nice looking website so I can send people to my website and sell art. But the unfortunate part is websites don't lead to sales. You never seen successful galleries sending buyers to websites because art is a luxury. And it's a very emotional purchase. And the best way to convey that emotion is through a direct conversation where you get to meet that person and you're figuring out why they're genuinely interested in your work and why they actually want to purchase. I promise you, you will sell 10 times more works if you had conversations with those interested in buying your work, one. And then two, in conversation, you just have a genuine dialogue. That's it. You figure out why they really love your work and why they want to purchase and why is it important to them to own your work. And them just getting to know you directly would instantly raise the chances of you closing that sale. So having conversations is absolutely crucial. Absolutely crucial. For me and artists I work with, I don't even let them, one, send buyers to their website. And then two, if a buyer stumble on their website, there's no pricing, it says inquire to purchase. So they still then have to message the artist to even be considered to buy the work. That's extremely important. Hyper focus on conversations and not sending people to your websites to close sales. What's for? Oh my God, this is getting good. Refuse to learn marketing and sales. Here's why it gets very important. Once again, I talk to so many artists and so many artists tell me, I'm extremely hardworking. I paint 10 hours a day. I'm extremely driven. I paint 8 hours a day. I've been painting since I was 14. Of course, this is what I want. I feel like I should be successful. Painting a lot don't get you to where you want to be as far as financially. Like, painting a lot would not make you a lot of money. It's getting good at marketing and sales that makes you a lot of money. I get asked how this artist is so great at what they do as far as creating work, but they don't make any money. But this artist seems subpar. They seem average, but they're making $10,000 per month. I say because that average artist master how to market and sell their work, while the phenomenal artists put all of their focus, attention, and time into creating better art. You could be the most phenomenal artist on this planet, but if you don't know how to market and sell it, you're gonna be the most phenomenal artist that no one know, see, or even consider buying from. And you don't want to be that. So focus on educating yourself on how to market and sell your work. Another thing that ChatGPT says, like hyper focusing on YouTube videos or just basic information to try to learn and sell your work, it just won't work. You have to take it a step forward. You have to really go in on your all career and focus on like learning the top information you can get your hands on to put towards your art career and start increasing those sales. The cool thing is I am focusing on learning that top information. I just share it to you. Hopefully you're finding value from this content that I'm sharing to help you take your career to the next level. But I think that's absolutely crucial. That's the most important thing. Like, I think it's 50-50. You need to be putting 50% of your time, energy, and effort into marketing and selling your work and getting really, really good at it. And then 50% into actually creating that work and becoming really, really great at it. Let's talk about 5. Okay, I like this. Do everything alone and ignore proven systems. That's a good one. Let's talk about it. So ChatGPT says, and I already mentioned this, try to figure out everything by yourself with free YouTube videos instead of learning from artists who've already succeeded. Wasting years guessing instead of following a proven framework. The most valuable thing we have on this planet is time. And it's so finite. Like, once it's gone, and it's gone for good. And you would never get it back. Stop being the naive artist that just keep thinking, if I keep just doing this, or if I just keep trying this, I succeed. I call this hopeful marketing. You have these ideas in your head that you're just testing out and you're trying, and you're just hoping that they get you the result you want. Watching little basic videos on this YouTube channel, hoping that it gets you the results that you want. But in reality, if you really want to succeed, you need to really double down on what's working. And the best way to implement what's working is to learn from those, like ChatGPT just said, already did it. Like, this is the freaking framework to success. And if you're tired of not being successful, follow the freaking framework. That's all you have to do. Like, literally, that's all you have to do. So that means actually learning from those who hit the same level of success that you want to achieve. And here's the worst part. I see some artists that understand this. There's some artists who invest in my program and join, and I call them the pain in the butt artists. And I'm explaining why. One thing the pain in the butt artists do is they get the right roadmap. They have the right guidance, but then they want to put their own twist on it. Or they just feel like, I don't know if I should do this, or I don't know if this should work, which is absolutely insane to me. Insane. And the reason why I say this is absolutely insane, because if you have someone who already walked the walk before you and achieved the desired destination that you want to achieve, then you should just be like zip your mouth and just apply exactly what's working. That's it. Like, it just freaking work. Like, I can't make it more simple than what it already is. And I'm big on simplicity. Simplicity scales. Keep it simple. What you need to do right now is ask yourself, which of these things you're currently doing that's stopping you from succeeding, and then focus on changing those things like freaking yesterday. And because yesterday already passed, you need to grab a freaking piece of paper and pen and start focusing on adjusting those things today if you really want to succeed. Now if you're still debating on like I don't know if I really want to succeed, then just go on to the next YouTube video.